Hi everyone, my name is Kelly Buckner. I'm a visual brand consultant. What does that mean? Well, I work with entrepreneurs to ensure that their brand is consistent, whether online or in person. I'm a former wedding photographer. I like to train entrepreneurs how to maximize the benefit of the tool that they carry around every day, their smartphone. So today, we're going to talk about creating videos with this tool that you carry around every day. I'm also going to show you 2 or 3 different little gadgets that you can use and make the process of creating videos very, very simple for you. And they're really inexpensive too. Let's get started with light. So my favorite light to use is natural light. I'm using it right now. I'm going to be picking up my phone where I'm videoing right now, and I'm going to show you the space. So right now I'm in the home we just moved into and there's no furniture in it. So you're gonna see it's very empty, but I'm gonna show you the windows that I'm gonna be using, and you can find windows to use too. They're very easy to access because they're all around us, and they're the best light to use when doing a video or taking a selfie or a photo. You're also going to be able to access light when you're out and about. You don't have the ability to always have studio lights or ring lights with you, so it's really important that you learn how to use the light that you have available to you at the time, because that is a constant and we have to be able to be flexible when we're trying to grab content. So let's get started. So I'm facing the window. Let me show you the window that I'm facing. I'm going to pick this up and turn this around so you can see. And as I turn away from the window, you can see how the light changes. So you can see that I'm a little bit more muddy. It's dark. It's so much more flattering if you turn towards the light, and so we can see all the details. I'm going to set the tripod back down. Getting hands-free when doing a video is incredibly important. As you can see, I can use my hands. I have the other demo smartphone in my hand right here, so I can move around. A lot of times when we are trying to do videos, all of us are hand holding it or putting it real low, and I'm going to talk about angle in just a few minutes, but it's really important that we get hands free and that we get facing the light. This applies to Zoom calls. I emphasize, hey, set your laptop up on a place where you can have light shining on your face so we can see better. It just adds a lot more professionalism to it, and it's really, really simple. Windows are a beautiful soft, like diffused light that are really flattering, and then sometimes I'll even open a doorway and make that my light source. If you're outside and it's a bright sunny day, try to back away from being in the bright sunlight. If you just can't, no problem. I just throw on sunglasses and make it simple. But if there is light available, I call it find the light. Find the light, and all you do is I have another tripod right here, so I'm gonna show you. This is what my phone is on right now. So when you're doing this for yourself, you can use one of these. It doesn't matter which one you use, but I use one that I can set on different surfaces, and this also converts to a selfie stick as well. It's on Amazon, super easy to find. Just a tripod selfie stick, you can search for that. This one, look for one that comes with a Bluetooth remote, because you can Bluetooth it right to your phone. Start and stop videos and take photos with it. It's really, really convenient. You can use it directly on the device, or you can slide it right out from here and use it separately and get hands-free. I use my timer on my phone a lot to activate the camera as well. Whatever works, as long as you can get hands-free, it makes the videos and photos more professional. So here's a little exercise to discover how the light works on your face and how you're gonna find the light. So what I usually recommend is I tell people, take the phone. How do you put it in your tripod? You slide it up and slide it in, and it looks like this, okay? And then you're going to take the tripod and stand in one place. My suggestion is that you stand facing the light source. So I'm gonna stand facing the window, and then I'm going to just don't move away from the window. Just start facing the window, and then take the tripod out to one side, and then put it in like selfie mode, and then watch, kind of go all the way around yourself, and watch how the light shifts on your face, and even turn around and see it when you're backlit. And you'll really see how light shifts around and changes, and then you can find that really good sweet spot that the light really looks good, and then you can plant yourself there to do your video with the light there. Now let's talk about angle. Angle tells a story. I have a lot of choices when I'm doing a video. I can video directly, straight on like I am now. I can also put it at a high level and angle it down and showcase a room that I'm in, and I will be showing you what that looks like. You can also video from a very low angle, angled up in a proper way, and it will look in a completely different and tell a different story. Now let me show you the different angles and how they tell a story. So the first angle is the one that you're seeing now. This is the media angle. Essentially, it's a lot lower. The camera positioning is a lot lower than you realize. So I'm gonna put my hand on the camera and I'm gonna drag it towards it, and the camera is right here. A lot of people try to get their camera real high so that they don't, maybe they wanna look thinner and all these different things. They're always holding it like this. But if you were to go into some sort of media room or professional cameras where they're set up, so a lot of times they're in alignment with people's chests. And so that surprises a lot of people. Let me show you my little display here. It's a flat surface on a tripod. You can buy it on Amazon for like $30. It's really cool because you can move it around a room. So like this room has no furniture in it, but I can still do a video in this space because it gives me a flat surface and the right surface height to put the tripod on. So it allows me to have more control over my environment. When I'm normally gonna do a video, this is the height where the camera is right now. So the camera that you're seeing right now, this is where it is in relationship to me. So you can see if I stand next to it, it's pretty low. But I'm not gonna be standing so close to it. I'm gonna be stepping back so that you can see me from my waist up. So many videos are taken where people do it vertically and they are, they're super close where their face is really in it. I prefer to be mic'd so that I can step back. If I'm not mic'd, I still try to get hands free and step back so that I'm not so close to the camera and I'm more from the waist up. So this angle is really, really good for videos just like this, like training videos where it's just media. It's just, think about it. If you were in a media studio, this is the angle that it would be, whether you're sitting down or standing up. Okay, so here we are. I'm even sitting down at this point, and I have my tripod here and I'm putting my camera here. So here's my camera. This is about the height that I would do normally, so it's at my chin. So no matter if you're standing up or sitting down, a media height is right here at the chin level, and you can adjust your tripod and all of this up and down accordingly so that you can get the right angle. As you can see, I always do my videos horizontally. They are not vertical, even though, so this is vertical and then this is horizontally. So think about a TV. Have you ever seen a vertical television? No. Have you ever seen a vertical movie theater? No. So what we really want to do is emulate what we know. And think about if this technology, if you took this and you kind of pushed it onto a big screen, it needs to be able to play in full glory. So our laptops, we see them horizontally. And so if somebody receives a video, they need to be able to play it in full glory on their laptop or their TV and all other devices. How do we properly get a horizontal video? So if you're holding your phone like this and the button is on the bottom and the camera is on the top, you're gonna hold it with your right hand and flip it over to the left so that the camera is on the left, and then if you looked over it, the camera is on the top. That's how you know. These are smartphones, so they know when the things are upside down. Now, yes, they can be rotated and corrected, but I really want you to have less time in the editing process and save yourself time. So if it's possible, we can do things the right way. I call it editing in person, which means you're gonna edit while you're doing your video, and so that you have to do a lot less work on the back end in the post-production work to get it to look exactly like you want. It's really important that you stay in the orientation, the horizontal orientation, and it's landscape. Landscape and horizontal are the same thing. Portrait and vertical are the same thing. So we want to stay in landscape and horizontal all the time. If you want to do a vertical video for Instagram stories or reels, vertical is absolutely acceptable. But when you're putting a video out for professional, like a YouTube or some video presentation to share with people, try to stick with horizontal because more people can view it in a really bigger scope than if it's a vertical. The only place a vertical video belongs is on Instagram stories or Instagram Reels. What I will end up doing is a lot of times I will create a special video I will find out where the video is going to be, or I decide where it's going to be, and I create the video in the orientation that's appropriate for that. If I know it's going to be played on a lot of different platforms, if it's going to be played on Facebook, on YouTube, or IGTV, or everywhere, I'm going to go ahead and make it horizontal, and then I might make a tiny 30-second clip specifically for Instagram stories or Reels, but most of the time I video horizontally, especially if it's a presentation. Okay everyone, here we are. So this is taking a video from an elevated position. There's a lot of ways to do it. I've actually taken my camera and hung it upside down from a chandelier to get it really high right above me. I've actually used just the tripod selfie stick and videoed that way, but right now I used the tripod with the flat surface on my countertop and put the tripod on that. So now it's really, really high and I can do a presentation from anywhere. I am mic'd with a extension mic cord, so it allows me to back up and not have to yell. It's not required. It's just for this presentation, I have chosen to do it that way. And it's an easy small cord that you can carry with you and put it in your backpack. You can actually stand on a street in a busy road and not have to yell into the microphone, and it makes things a lot easier. If you want to tell a story in a different way and really get the attention of your audience, change up the angle and get it from a really high angle and get hands-free so you can talk. So I like this angle because if I'm doing a demonstration, I can show it off. I can actually I'm going to bring you down, so I'm going to grab it. Here we go. And then you can see that now it's right here. I'm going to go really, really high, and then I can angle down, and then you can see that I can be hands-free right here. And then you can see what I'm doing. When you put the camera like up, angled down, then you can do presentations like this and show off. See, here's like a little lemon or something if you want to change things up and learn how to tell a story in a different way. So here we are doing a video from a very low angle. So there's all kinds of reasons that you would use a low angle. Sometimes you're trying to show off what's above you, and so you can put the camera in a low position and angle it up so that you can show it and talk and do it that way. And then sometimes it helps just to kind of change it up and showcase something that's around you that you can't do from a normal angle. So changing up the angle really does help get attention of your audience and helps tell a story. It's a very different feel, and you have to decide what works for you and what works for your audience. Okay, let's talk about composition. Composition is achieved by using the rule of thirds. I'm going to help you turn on your grid. So let's turn on your grid for your phone. It is 2 vertical lines and 2 horizontal lines on your screen as a guide to help you achieve the rule of thirds when you're doing videos and taking photos. So how do you turn the grid on? If you are an iPhone user, you're going to go to your settings, your main camera settings, and then you're going to scroll down and find your camera app. Click on that, and then you're going to toggle on the grid. And then you'll go into your camera app and you'll see the 2 vertical lines and 2 horizontal lines as a guide on your camera. You'll never want to turn these off. If you are an Android user, you will open up your camera app, and then you will see the little wheel at the top left. It's the settings wheel. You're going to click on that, and then you're going to scroll down to where you see grid. When you see grid, you're going to turn that on. If you have a choice between 3x3 or 4x4, make sure you select 3x3 because you want the 2 vertical lines and the 2 horizontal lines. And if you have the 4x4, you'll have 1 line down the middle and 1 line across, and you don't want that. So make sure you select 3x3 and always keep your grid lines on because they're a guide for you and they don't interfere with your photos or your video. It's just a helpful guide. So when you're achieving the rule of thirds, so you can see that my eyes are on the top third section of this screen. If I move my eyes, a lot of people do videos like this where they take their eyes and they want to put their face in the center. Well, as you can see, what changes in my body is if I just stand up and I look longer and leaner if I'm standing like this. And a lot of times I'll do headshots from the waist up, or I'll do videos from the waist up instead of getting really close. But no matter if I'm close or if I'm far, I always want to make sure that my eyes are in the top third of the screen, or they can be here. They can be over to the side. We just don't want to put them in the center. So this center section is a no-go for putting your eyes in the center of the frame. But it's usually in this section, think about like a rainbow, and that's where the eyes go when you're doing a video. I will often set my body over to the side a little bit when I'm doing a video, so I'm not always perfectly centered, and I can talk and I can, point and things pop up here, as you can see, and then you can move over here and do a demonstration. And if you kind of come to the side, then you can show what you want other people to see as well. So when you're doing a video, putting the subject, the person, not centered and low, but high, like this. So the angle of the camera is right here. So I'm stepping back, and then so you think about light first, then you're gonna think about your angle, set up your angle. Go find the light, set the angle up, and then position yourself into the frame according to the rule of thirds so that it's flattering and people really do respond well to it. As we have our phones and we're very in a hurry, we don't take the time to do them, but if you pause before you do a video and consider your light and then where your angle is in relationship to the person, and then you position according to the rule of thirds in the camera and the screen, it will really, really help you. Also, the last tip I have is actually the last two tips I have are first to clean your lenses front and back. So I take a soft part of the fabric of my clothing or a lens cleaner, and I often, right before I take a photo or do a video, will clean the front lens and the back lens, and you will be really pleased with how clear your videos are and they're not muddy or has a film on it. Also, look directly into the camera when you're talking to your audience as much as possible. I put a little jewel above my camera lens so that I know where to look, and it makes it easy to spot it. That really helps me, and so I hope it helps you. So make sure to clean your lens always, multiple times, all the time. Just keep it clean, and then always look into the camera even if you're on a laptop and you're on a Zoom call. When I'm doing a video, I really look for the camera and I try to make a connection with my audience. Okay, so here's if I didn't look into the camera, a lot of people look into the screen, which is like right there. So you can even see how my eyes shifted. When I go from looking from the camera to the screen and I look at myself, it appears to the viewer that's watching the video that I'm looking off to one side. And so imagine that you're going to go to dinner with somebody or lunch, and then you always talk off to the right of them. Just imagine other people are watching the video, so they are interacting with you just in a different way. And so try to look right into the camera so that you can make that engagement instead of looking into the screen itself. When you look into the screen, you're disconnecting from the audience a little bit. And so we want to avoid doing that as much as possible. Thank you so much for your time, and I hope you learned so much from this one little video. It's basic, but I promise if you put it in practice every day, it will get so much easier and you'll have so much fun with it. Have a blessed day.